Elon Musk and Tesla by association has experienced something of a tumultuous relationship with the media. From the early days of Tesla, where the company was unfairly treated by Jeremy Clarkson et al. At Top Gear under the umbrella of entertainment, to more recent reports over safety at Tesla's Fremont production facility, there's been very little love lost for anyone speaking negatively about Tesla, whether made up or with basis. Indeed, anyone who's reported in a way that Musk has deemed unfair has become the subject of much tweeting, followed by statements issued by the company and, in very unusual situations, court proceedings. And because of the way that social media works today and the fact that we've all become stuck in our own positive feedback Facebook and Twitter echo chambers rather than confront those with different opinions to our own, anyone who makes an enemy of Musk also makes an enemy of the hundreds of thousands of devoted fans for whom Tesla's desire to change the world supersedes anything else. Reason, examination of the facts, and calm discussion often, though thankfully not always, gives way to name-calling, bad-mouthing, and trash talk. So when Elon Musk announced last week that he was considering building a new website called Pravda, where members of the press and the publications they work for are ranked on how truthful they are in their reporting, you can imagine it caused quite a stir. The majority of Musk's Twitter followers, who voted in a poll that he started as to if it was a good idea or not, said that they did want such a website to exist. News organisations, large and small, are less convinced. And as someone who's been accused of all kinds of things by viewers, like being on the payroll of big oil, having some connection or other to someone trying to short Tesla stock, being paid by rival companies, or even being a communist, I'm not joking, I figure it's probably a good time for me to talk about my views on the subject. So here goes. Buckle up. First up, I'm not tied to the success or failure of one company. I guess that should be obvious, but I'm not. And I'm also not tied to any romantic notion of needing to support a company regardless of what it does or doesn't do, because it's working to change the world for the better. Rather, I, and therefore this entire channel, at least the one that I founded, is focused on giving people the education and information they need to make informed transportation choices, regardless of what that transportation choice is. I'm very much interested in holding people accountable, examining the evidence before me, and looking for the sensible path through all of that evidence to a reasonable rather than an emotional conclusion, since those are the things I strive for in my own world as a YouTuber, journalist, or pundit, whatever you want to call this thing is that I do. You might think that I'm for such a similar system for journalists as well. And I would be, save for one problem. A review system is only as good as the people making the review. If a media rating site existed and the only people who voted on it were fans of Tesla, then the results of that rating site would skew heavily towards the blogs and sites that never criticized Tesla and punish those who dared to question it. Of course, this mentality isn't new. In the days of Steve Jobs and Apple fans rallied against any publication which dared to criticize how Apple operated. And of course, in today's political world, the echo chamber that is social media means that we've even got a US president who's more interested in what people think of him and emotional tirades and shouting fake news at reporters he doesn't like than actually engaging in the pursuit of balanced reporting and governance. I just said that. That's how I feel about the current US president, and it doesn't mean that I feel the same way about the country I live in. And while it is my personal opinion, it's also a bait from me to you. You see, it's a great illustration of how easy it is to corrupt a rating system with personal opinion. All humans have it, and it's tough to make conclusions without them. Few organizations succeed. There's always some editorial bias. I know I have it sometimes, and I do my best to keep it in check, which is why I stay away from sensationalism and try to keep to the facts as I know them. Even Tesla has its own bias, by the way. If it was purely interested in just facts, it wouldn't write that 2-page shareholder letter every quarter telling everyone how it was doing. It would just publish the balance sheet and be done with it. But that's not how the world works. Bias exists everywhere. If you're watching this, you may have already decided that I'm a fat, ugly lesbian who doesn't know what she's doing. There are worst examples of criticisms I've had on this channel, but I'm not going there. Or you've decided that, yeah, I've said something that made you think. And if you've got this far in the video, you may already have a bias that says, yeah, I want to hear what Nikki says because she's normally interesting. If a rating system exists for the media reporting on Tesla, it needs to be held accountable to the same standards that it espouses to uphold. A system which lets people rate the media based on their own personal, pre-existing beliefs isn't a rating system. It's a way to legitimize mob rule and punish those whose work doesn't match the views of the people making the ratings. Facts be damned. No, if we are really going to see a rating system, it needs to be carried out by a third party with no commercial interest on one side or the other. A third party with a devotion to the facts and the truth, nothing else. To do that requires time, money and investment, and not time or money from Tesla, or at least if it does, for Tesla to agree that it will uphold the rating of the third party regardless of whom is found to be correct. I hope that's what Elon wants for all of this, and I think that many fans want it too, but I'm not convinced that's what all fans want. I'm not sure that everyone wants a rating system that rates how the media is treated based on how fairly or accurately Tesla is treated, based on all available facts. And I'm worried that it will become a media rating system that lets populist opinion trump cold, hard facts. I won't deny that Tesla, like every other company out there, is sometimes given a hard time unfairly, and it's fair to hold up people and organisations who make false claims. But at the same time, investigative reporting often results in the kind of stories that aren't always glowing examples of virtue for the company or the individual involved. Which brings me to my final thought. Rather than set up a media watch or rating system, which I suspect will be nothing short of an echo chamber, let's all work together to ensure that we focus on facts, not promises, facts, not conjecture, and facts, not rumours. Let's not make excuses for one company or another. Let's be honest about the failings or shortcomings of any company, as well as the good things that it does and what it needs to improve on. And when people have claims to make, let's work to provide the evidence to prove them wrong, rather than engage in a shouting match. If you've watched this video to the end, I would like to thank you. It's been a tough video to write and slightly longer than my usual ones, but after reading the fallout and having heard from several of you who wanted me to tackle this, I felt it was worth doing. Oh, and if you disagree with anything we've said, let's have a grown-up discussion in the comments. Leave the personal insults at the door and bring all the evidence you can muster. I look forward to talking to you. That's it. As always, hit the notification bell to hear the moment a new show is uploaded. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to both this channel and Transport Evolved Take 2. And of course, if you'd like to help this channel keep going, please consider donating through one of the links above or by buying something from our shop. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep evolving.